Good afternoon, learners. I would like to welcome you all in the new session of OMBI 304, which is Web Designing and the Content Management. So, in our previous session, we have started discussing about the unit number 9, which is MySQL. We have discussed few of its commands, or we can just simply say that we have discussed few of the queries which can be used for generating the databases, generating the database tables, right? So these things we have already discussed. So now we are going to move ahead. Okay. We have also discussed about what are the different data types, what is string, date time, what are the numeric data types, right? All these things we have discussed in our previous session. I guess we have discussed up to this. Okay, how to create a table. We have discussed about that as well. Now we are going to move ahead with the insert command. So the insert command falls under the DML. So what is DML here? DML is basically the data manipulation language, which means the commands which are used to manipulate the data. Okay. So how you can manipulate the data? To inserting the data, right? To deleting the data, right? To retrieving the data, okay? To update the data, okay? So this is how what you can do. You can manipulate the data. Okay. So that is called as a data manipulation language. Okay. So what it is? So basically to insert data into MySQL table, you would need to use the SQL insert into command. Okay. So you have to mention a proper table name over there. You have to write like insert into particular table name, and then whatever the data you wanted to insert in each and every column, right? Previously we have seen that we can insert the data, either you need to first mention the data type, okay, or like for the creation of the particular database table, right? But what you can do, you can just simply use the columns value or whatever the values you wanted to insert, and then you can execute that command. Okay. So here we can say that we'll just take an example. We will insert value into, like, there's a table which is having the name called same2. Okay. So what we are doing, what is our command? Insert into same2. What is same2? Same2 is the name of the table. Okay. Then the registered number, the name, subject, marks. Okay, all these things are comes under that. Then the values. So here what we have done, we have inserted all the values, right? Like registration number. This can be the name. Okay, this is the subject, and this is the marks. Okay, so this is how what you can do. You can insert the data into the particular database table. Okay. So here you can see that insert into same2, which the particular command has been gets executed. The registered number, name, and remember that you have to write that in a bracket. Okay. Then the values are like whatever the value you want, you can insert. Okay. And at the end, you need to give the semicolon so that the system will understand the particular command has ended. Okay. So to understand whether that command has end or not, you have to give the semicolon at the end. If there is no semicolon, it will not going to execute. Okay. So for that purpose, you need to provide the semicolon at the end. Those who are from IT background and they are aware about the Java and all like programming language, they are aware about what is the purpose of using the semicolon, right? So same way, what we have done, we have inserted some another data as well here. Okay, we are using the same command to inserting the data. Okay, then there's another command to inserting the data. So this is what you can do. You can insert the data into a database table. Okay, understand? Then connecting to MySQL from the PHP. Okay, so what is MySQL? MySQL is a database. What is PHP? It is a server-side scripting language, right? We have already learned about that. Then, so you need to communicate with the server-side scripting language and the database table so that whatever the data you are sharing gets stored on the database. right? Or either you can retrieve the data, or either you can access the data from the database. So for that purpose, we need to connect the PHP with the MySQL database table. Okay, so it is called as a MySQL improved. So this extension is specifically tied to MySQL, and it will provide the most complete access to MySQL from PHP. And it features both procedural things, which are the function oriented and the object oriented interface. Okay. Then there's another concept which is called as a PHP data objects. So what it is basically a object oriented extension that sits between the MySQL server and the PHP engine. Okay, and it gives you a nice, simple, clean set of classes and method that you can use to work with the MySQL database tables. Okay, so you can use the same extension to talk to lots of other such type of database systems as well. Okay, so that is the purpose of using the PHP data object. So to connect the MySQL using the MySQL improved extension, you need to follow these steps. What is the first one? Use the PHP code to connect the MySQL and select the database. Replace the username with your particular username or password, whatever you have stored. Okay, and then you need to mention the particular database name. Okay, you need to match it with the database name. So this is what you can do. This is how you will insert the query there. Okay, so PHP MySQLi. So new MySQLi localhost, because you are hosting that particular web page. Okay, on the PHP side, then the username, password, and the database name. These things you need to insert. Okay, just do not write like username and password. You need to mention actual username and password of your access of that PHP code. Okay, where you will get the access of that PHP code. So you need to mention that ID and password, and then you need to mention the name of the database. So after that code will be gets connected to MySQL, you need to select the database which you wanted to run the SQL queries and perform operations like inserting the data, creating some tables, or retrieving the data, deleting the data. So to do all these things, you need to mention that. Okay, so for example, we can say that the following PHP code runs a SQL query that extract the last name from employee table and store the result in a result variable. So here, what we have done, what is the name of the table? The table name is employee, which is written over here. Okay, the table name is employee, which is written over here. Okay, so what it is doing, wanted to generate the result. Okay, so for that purpose, we have fired the query. What result you wanted to generate? Select the last name, okay, from the employee table. Okay, so what it will do, it will choose the last name column from the employee table, and then it will store that result, where it will be going to store that result under the result variable, under the result variable. Okay, understand? This, I guess this is the same page. Okay. Okay, so this is what you can do. You can connect the database table. Okay, understand? The first one, yeah, this one is for PHP code to connect the MySQL, and this one is for PHP code which require the data objects. For that purpose, somehow the code is quite similar to both the things. Okay, so PHP, instead of directly saying MySQL, what you need to mention my PDO. What is PDO here? PHP data objects. Okay, so what you can do, the new PHP data object, MySQL host, some local host, and then you need to mention that particular database name, the username and password. And after that, the code need to connect with the MySQL, and you need to select the specific database table for that. Okay. And then what you can do, you can connect the database you can fire the same query. Okay, so here you can see that we have fired the same query for extracting the last name from the table name, which is employee. Okay, so that is the purpose of using connect to MySQL using the PHP data objects. Okay, understand? Any doubt, any questions? Because we are going to start the next unit. If you are having any doubt or any question, just put that in the chat box. Yes, learners, any doubt? Can we move ahead? Can I start the unit number 10 now? Okay. Fine. Even we can say that even after the completion of the session, if you might feel that you didn't understand anything or you need some more clarification, some more example on any of the concept, just simply mail me. Okay, mail me whatever your question or whatever your doubts are having, and I will solve that. Okay. For your reference, I will just mention my mail ID over here. So in between or even after the session, if you are having any question, any doubt, you can just mail me. Okay. So now we are going to start the unit number 10, which is the content, which is related with the content management system. So basically, what is content management system? An introduction to a basic content management system. So at first, what we have done, we have learned about what is content, right? Then we have learned about how to create a website, right? How to run a website. Okay. Then we have discussed about how the server side scripting will work, how the servers under the PHP will going to work. Then we have learned about the databases. Okay. So these are all the things we have learned. Okay, we have understand that how the websites will be gets created from scratch to a final full website with the help of CSS, with the help of JavaScript and all these things, right? So we have already discussed about all that. Then we are going to discuss about the content management system. So suppose in case we can say that if a professional website developer or a professional web developer is not available, okay, to arrange the content, okay, to make some small updates on your website. So in that case, we can use the applications which are providing the content management service. Okay, so most of the time there is no need of any professional person to update your website. Suppose you are having your own website and you just wanted to update some photographs on that website. Okay, or you are writing a blog and you just wanted to update your blog on that particular website. Okay, so are you going to make any kind of changes in the designing? Obviously not, right? You are just replacing the content, right? Either it is in a textual format, either it is in a video format, or either it is in a pictorial format. Okay. So what exactly you are doing? You are just replacing the content or you are just updating the content. So for that purpose, there is a content management software, there is a content management services which you can use to update your website. Okay. So basically, content management is a kind of software that simplifies the website content creation, management, and the publication as well. Okay, and basically it enables users to add, edit, and publish the content without needing of some extensive technical skill. Like there's no need of coding. Okay, so it is just simply providing a better user interface. Okay, some just drag and drop options, so where you can just drag the text box or drag some submit buttons. Okay, instead of writing code. Okay, so these things are possible on the basis of content management system. So the content management system includes features they can control the version. Okay, they can manage the role of the user. Okay, they can create the collaboration. Okay, so all these things can be possible with the help of content management system. And the most important thing, it is cost effective. It is easier for using, right? It is having a better interface comparative. If we will just compare our previous unit related to SQL. Okay, so where you have to mention all the queries, you have to type everything, you have to remember the queries, then you have to fire those queries, you need to combine the tables under the same database, then you need to link it with the PHP. So after doing all these things, if you wanted to make some changes and you need to do all these things again and again, it will become a hectic situation for anyone. Okay, so for that purpose, the content managements are used. So what are the purposes of using the content management? It is used for the website development, it is used for the content management, and most of the e-commerce websites are also using that, so that it will be easier for them to arrange whatever the products which they are selling on that website. Okay, so that is the role of the content management. Okay, now we are going to start the unit number 10, which is Introduction to Content Management System. So the content management system is a software which runs on your browser and allow to create, manage, and modify the website. Okay, and the content management system is a web-based solution which makes it easy for company to manage website updates internally. Okay, so for many companies, updating a website is not something to look forward. Okay, because it can be a lengthy process, which we have learned throughout this semester. Okay, it is a lengthy process and it will take a lot of time. Okay, it is expensive as well, because you need to hire a professional person who is going to work on that, or who is going to develop your website, your databases, your server. Okay, so the most companies search for easier way to manage the content, and the solution for that, many large and small companies have found that they can use the CMS, which is your content management system. So it is easy to use application which allow your particular company to control its online identity with little to no knowledge of web designing. Okay, either you need a little knowledge of all these things, or it might be possible that even if you are not having at all any knowledge, you can manage the content over there. Okay, you just require some basic knowledge about handling the computer. That person can also manage the content of the website. Okay, so there are three key elements that every content management system has. Okay, one way or another, the templates of the content management systems are used. Okay, first one, templates. So templates control how your content look on the page and are extremely helpful when you have to produce a lot of pages. That is called as a template. So basically, the template is a graphic wrapper that usually looks the same on every page of the website, regardless of the whatever the content which you are showing, and it makes your website look and feel consistent. That is the role of the template. Okay, understand? You understand what is template, so that we can move ahead? Just give me a second. Is there anyone who didn't understand what is templates? Oh, fine. So templates means just simply consider uh, like whatever you are seeing on the screen right now, like at the left bottom there's a DPU logo. Okay, then there are page numbers, then there's a red ribbon at the top, and the name is there written, which is essentials of CMS. So what it is, this particular red ribbon or this red shadow or the DPU logo at the left bottom, it is the template, right? I can change whatever the content over here, but the template will be remain same. Okay. So here you can see that even if we will go to sorry, to previous page, the design is same, right? So that is called as a template. Okay, so whenever you wanted to produce lot of pages, I have just given you the example um, related to PPT. But generally, I will give you better example related to that. You might have seen websites like Flipkart or Amazon. Okay, so their template or the design of each and every page is same, but only the content will be different. Okay, either you are purchasing a Samsung mobile or either you are purchasing some another company's mobile. So what will happen whenever you check their web pages, the content is different but the template is same, means the design of the web page is same. Okay, then the next thing is content. So content is created, it can be gets managed and edited independent of all other CMS element. Okay, you can write whatever you want, right? You can manage it, you can edit it, whatever the things you want to do, you can do all these things with the help of CMS. So content could be anything from the text on your particular screen right now, or the pages or the photos and all these things. Okay, so all content is normally managed through a WYSIWYG, means what you see is what you get. Okay, on that basis all your content will be gets managed, and that has the integrated photo uploading tools as well, which helps you to create new pages on your website. It can be managed, right? You can edit the existing pages, right? You can assign pages to multiple areas without having to copy them. Okay, so these things can be managed under the content. Then the metadata. So metadata plays a key part in search engine optimization, which is SEO. So the great thing about a CMS is that it makes it nearly impossible for you to forget to add this information. Okay, so thus it will helping your website search and index ranking on search engines such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, and the metadata contains such information as a category, author, publishing rate, title, brief description, and the keywords as well. Okay, all these things are managed with the help of metadata. Okay, so like you have experienced these things, like if you wanted to search something, what you will do, you will just put that on the search engine like Google. Okay, so it will just give you some 10, 20, 50 results, depends upon whatever the setting you have mentioned over there, right? And generally you are trying to visit the website which is at the top, which is at least the top 3 or top 5 websites you are going to visit, right? So to keep your website in that list, to keep your website in top 3, to keep your website in top 5, for that purpose you need to work on the metadata. Okay, so what it will do, it will keep your website search and index ranking on a search engine at the top. Okay, and generally the metadata contains such information about the category, means the category of your particular website, okay, the author, the name of the author, the publishing date, the titles, right? Some brief description about that, some keywords. You can just simply consider that as a hashtags. Okay, so on that basis, we can say that it will be easier for them to keep that website at the top level. Okay, so these three are the important factors of any CMS. Okay, first one to keep website. First one to create templates, which will be easier for them to manage. Then to create the content, and the third one to keep that website at the top. Okay, that is the role of the meta data. Then the standard features which are comes under the CMS. So these features are what make your content management system so extensive and highly flexible. So basically, they allow you to publish, edit, and organize the content and manage the members. And they contain a variety of built-in security features as well. So with these straightforward tools, you can see how easy creating and managing your content is. So here you can see that you just need to check the category, right? Does that particular website category related to apparel? Is it related to blog? Is it related to photography, printing, web? So you just need to select that, and it will generate that website according to your category. Okay, so it will be easier for anyone to manage that particular web page. Okay, then the publishing. So what is publishing? Publishing is made easy with the in-depth feature of CMS. So without any knowledge of HTML programming, users can create, manage, and schedule content with the ease. Though we can say that all these things can be managed easily with the CMS, but somewhat some basic knowledge related to the programming or a basic knowledge related to database management and all these things are required, because it's like you are just allowing ChatGPT to work on anything, or you are just allowing ChatGPT to replace human, which is not possible, right? So you need to provide proper commands. You need to arrange all these things, because machines can't do everything which human can do. Okay, so human is required to work on all these things. Okay, though they are having some predefined templates, though they are having some predefined designs, but humans are required to keep it outstanding from others. Okay, like we can say that there are these numbers of categories. Okay, so there is a blog related or the photography related or some apparel related website which you are going to create. But what if all the websites are having the same look, right? Does it going to catch the customer? Does it going to attract the customer? Obviously not. Okay, because you need to make your website stand out, so you need to edit that code as well. You need to work on that code as well. Okay, these things are important factors. Okay, so we can say that you at least require some sort of knowledge related to the programming. Then what you can do, you can manage the website a better way instead of just using some CMS templates. Okay, then the typography. What is the role of typography? It often causes headache for writers, specifically if the writers are not HTML savvy. Okay, but the task is made easier with the built-in text editor with most CMS, and your text can be automatically formatted to produce some XHTML valid typography content. Okay, these things can be easily managed with the help of typography. Okay, then which means you have some text like right now whatever the text you are seeing on the screen, you can manage such type of text, you can manage such type of paragraphs with the help of typography. Then the organization. So basically, it is a key part of maintaining a website. With a CMS, all of the content is stored in a one place, and it will be stored only once, and it is accessible from any location with a just simple internet connection. So content can be saved in number of states such as draft. You can publish it or you can just archive it. Okay. Then the member management. So it will help you to control all aspect of your website's users. As an administrator, you have full control over how many people can access your website and how much control they have themselves. Okay, these things can be managed with the member management system. Okay, you can check how many people are exactly or at the same time visiting your website, right? You can count the number of visits on your website, right? You can manage what are the things they can access. Okay, so all these things are managed with the help of member management. Then some additional features are there. So you can integrate add-on modules. Okay, or you can insert some plugins into your CMS to add the value, improve the accessibility, and increase the functionality as well with the right combination of features. And you can create a website that fits your business plan, and it will help your company to achieve their goals. So while we can say that the number of additional features that you can add is endless, and we will focus on the major one thing. So what are the major parts? Company blocks, e-commerce, and the discussion forums. So what is company block? So functionality helps keep your website fresh and can be a very useful marketing tool. So while CMS have evolved into a complete website solutions, they were originally intended to manage the blocks. Okay, and most blogs were used as a personal diaries or breaking news outlet, which is adapted to business use. Okay. It is adapted to some business use. Then the e-commerce. So the integration makes the user experience on your website a very comfortable one. Being able to sell your products online while creating or developing that website, and services from within your website would be ideal for any sort of business. Then the discussion forum is over there. So what is discussion forum? So discussion forums are a complete community building solution which help your website visitors to exchange the ideas. So users can create topics, offer feedback on existing topics, and interact with the other users as well. These things can be possible under the discussion forum. Okay. So there are different types of CMS for different types of content, and the nature of the content or depends upon what are the digital records you are using. Okay, either it is related with the video, either it is related with the text, either it is related with graphics, blogs, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so these are the categories which are comes under the CMS. First one, web CMS, enterprise CMS, mobile CMS, and the component CMS. So these are the four types of CMS are available. First one is a web content management system, which is WCMS. So what it will do, it will enable a user to create a web page without the need of requisite technical skill. Okay, so what you can do, you can create a basic web page even though you are not having the knowledge related to that, like you are not a technical person and you are not aware about how to create a web page. Okay, so basically this system is based upon a series of templates which form the structure of a website and which is used for the content creation. The content author or the editor insert the content into these templates, which are then published onto the websites. Okay, then The ECMS, what is ECMS? Enterprise Content Management System. So it will handle the content, the assets, the records, and some other information which defines the structure and hierarchy of that particular organization. This is a formal system which employs a range of processes, tools, and strategies to do so. And it includes scanning, tracking, indexing, collaboration. Okay, all these things can be comes under the enterprise content management system with the aim of streamlining the management of company information. So generally, we can say that these kind of websites or these kind of CMS portal are used to develop a basic web pages or a basic website for any particular company or any organization. Okay, that is the purpose of using the enterprise content management system. Understand up to this part so that we can move ahead. Yes, learners, any doubt, any question up to this point? Learners, any question, any doubt up to this point? Oh, fine. Now we will move ahead. Then the MCMS. So what is MCMS? The rapid growth in the mobile technology industry has included the mobile content management system. Okay, and it has led to increasing the demand for system which can manage the content for smartphones, right? Some PDAs, okay, some mobile phones and other handheld devices. Okay, so for that purpose we can use the mobile content management system, and it were originally designed for the businesses to consumer or business to customer. Okay, so this particular market, and it can be expanded to include business to business as well or business to employee as well. These things are also can be managed with the MCMS. Then CCMS, so which is called as a component content management system. So it is a specialist type of system which manages content at a deeper or a granular level. Okay, and it refers to a single piece of content such as paragraph of text, a photograph, or a graphic rather than a complete document which is stored within the system, and it is reused within a document or a series of document which ensures a consistent approach. That is the role of a component content management system. Okay. Then there are some open source CMS as well. So the popularity of open source systems such as WordPress and Joomla is there. Okay, so it will increasing all the time, and this is due to their cost effectiveness, ease of use, and access to help from a community which is linked to that particular brand of CMS. Okay, for example, we can say that the Joomla CMS has its own community which can offer help and advice as well. Okay, or the WordPress is also there, which is also used to manage the content of the website, or you can even create your own website on the WordPress. Okay, so what are the advantages of the open source systems? Okay, or what are the most popular open source systems? WordPress, it is one of the most popular open source system. Then the Joomla is there, Drupal is there, Mambo is there, Plone is there. Okay, and why we are using the CMS? It is having the lower cost. Okay, it is made simple to access your website. It is flexible and easy to customize. Okay, it will provide a better support. There are most of the open platform which can be used easily to manage your website. Ability to share some resources, right? Integration is there, trial evaluation is there, and the instant error resolution or solution, we can say that instant error solution is also there. Okay, so these are the advantages of open source CMS. And what are the famous open source CMS? Just remember WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Mambo. Okay, these are the famous open source CMS. Okay, so what are the disadvantages? Though there are some advantages, but there are disadvantages as well. What are the disadvantages of CMS? There, like, just simply consider there's nothing like perfection. Nothing is 100% perfect. Okay, even you are talking about some GPT models or something like that, they are also not 100% perfect. Okay, so there are some weaknesses. So there is a weakness in the design of the system. Okay, little or no supporting document. It might be possible that some documents it will not going to support at all. Okay, there is no proof of longevity. Okay, and risk of over personalization is also there. Okay, so sometimes if you are getting or if you are making your website or that particular thing over personalized, which means you're just focusing on some unnecessary things or focusing on some unnecessary content which is going to create impact on that website. Okay, so if you are like simply hiring a web content developer, then that person know how to handle or how to manage that web page. Okay, but if any person who is not aware about how to manage the website, how to handle the website, then it might be going to create a risk for that website as well. Okay, so the commercial or proprietary systems are still a popular choice of CMS for many people who are reassured by the technical support, service level agreements, safety, and the security. And there is also the fact that many commercial systems are already ready built, which means that they are quicker to implement than many open source systems. And these systems tend to be well established, which means that they show sign of longevity and have a solid, reliable, and professional feel to them. Okay, and this is further supported by accompanying some documents, user guides, and training manuals. Okay, so all these things can be managed under the content management system. Okay, so there is a wide range of commercial system to choose from, but for the purpose of basic understanding, there are a uh, few commercial applications which are helpful for you to manage the content, which are Sitecore, EPServe, Ictron, Alterian, Amexus, and Sitefinity. So these are some commercial CMS applications, right? And what we have just discussed here, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Mambo, these are the open source CMS applications. Okay. So that is the difference between the open source and these are some commercials which are providing a proper guidance or like they will provide some better services or they are they are having some better availability of the templates. They can manage the templates in a better way. So there are some commercial systems are also there, and these are the systems under the CMS. Okay, yes, understand? Any question, any doubt related to CMS? Yes, learners. In our next session, we are going to learn about the Joomla, okay, which is, yeah, in the unit number 11, we are going to discuss about the Joomla, which is one of the open source CMS. Okay, yes, any doubt, any questions now? Even if you are having any question, you can just mail me. I have already shared my mail ID, or just fill the feedback form. Okay. So thank you so much, learners, for joining the session. So I'm going to conclude the session now. Thank you so much for joining.